Hello, my beautiful co-creators. I have been moving for the past several weeks, and so I have been primarily doing like shorts while I take my walk. One, because I think the shorts are kind of fun and a neat challenge to try to get everything in. But as you may know, I can be very wordy. So I'm excited to take like a full maybe 5 minutes right now and just be with you. Um, I'm so enjoying this and so appreciating all of you who are connecting with me via YouTube. So thank you, first of all, for that. It's brought a lot of just joy and meaning to the in-between moments to brainstorm about things that might be fun to talk about, to make little videos. And I've really just appreciated you being a part of it. So today I was listening to an interview with I think my favorite human on the planet, which is a big thing to say. Their name is Alok Vaid-Menon, and they are like a prophet to me, really. They have so much wisdom and compassion and just liberation and insight, and I'm so grateful for them. So I'll link the interview that I was listening to below, but I just wanted to touch on something that they said, which was anger is easier to access than grief. So anger being easier to access than grief. Oh, that's my new meditation bell that I'm having chime every 10 minutes as a part of the program that I'm in with Quasi Johir. I'll link the app that I'm using. It's Plum Village app, which is the monastery that Thich Nhat Hanh started, which is also one of my other favorite humans. Um, yeah. So that bell is just to remind me to be like, where am I? Who am I? What am I doing? And right now, I'm here with you on YouTube, connecting around this idea that anger can be easier to access than grief for a lot of us. And how that manifests in the world is that many of us have a neuroceptive mismatch, which I've talked before about, which is basically means our body is either seeing more threat or seeing less threat than is accurate, given the all of the pressures of society. And there's a lot of grief in the body and in the psyche around the ways that we've had to disassociate or ignore or actually harm ourselves and our basic needs. So, not being able to sleep the amount that would come naturally, having to wake up at a certain time to go to school or work, not being able to eat when we're hungry, not being able to go to the bathroom. We need to go to the bathroom. And those are just the very basics. But there's a lot of us that are disrespecting ourselves every day because of the expectations of society. And one of the ways that Alok has experienced that is through creative expression around their body and clothes. And that has been called gender identity stuff, right? By a world that sees gender as a set of rules about how we act and relate to our bodies and our clothes and to other people. So, what they were touching on is that the people who are angry at those who are expressing themselves more in a more outside of the rules um, likely have a bunch of grief about not being able to express themselves and all the ways that society has caused them to not be able to be authentic. And that grief work can be really challenging because when we are faced with grief, we're faced with the reality that there's something that can't be changed and that we have to accept. And acceptance is incredibly liberatory, but incredibly difficult for that part of us, maybe you call it the ego, that wants to pretend that we can control someone else or control ourselves. And that grief, when not allowed to live and breathe and express and then make its way through, the denial, the anger, the depression, the bargaining, and then come all the way to acceptance, that can end up with us lashing out at others or lashing in at ourselves. And when we actually show up for our grief and confront the fact that we can't control what's going on and that there's a lot that doesn't feel good and have all of those things, the depression, the bargaining, the denial, the anger, and then come to a place of radical acceptance, it can end up getting stuck in one of those phases and be really difficult for our bodies, but also be really difficult for our interpersonal relationships, and especially for the way that we show up, like talking about those of that are easier to blame, right? So there's lots and lots that could be said on this, but I just want to open it up. And I have a grief workshop that I made for my sewing YouTube channel that I'm going to link below if it's something that you're interested in taking a look at. I think artistic expression is a nice way to explore grief. And I'll link the Alok interview. And there was one other thing that I was going to link. Oh, the meditation bell. I love you all so much. And I look forward to talking with you again soon. Okay.